Hey guys, it's Chris. Today we are going to be looking at a bumper install we did on Dan's 2020 Jeep Gladiator. This was filmed a little while ago and was originally meant to be part of a series, and while the series didn't wind up panning out, we wanted to make sure that we shared this video with you. Obviously Jeep Wranglers, Jeep Gladiators, some of the most popular towed vehicles on the market, and so if you're ever looking to swap out the MOPAR bumper, that's what this video is going to focus on. So in this video, we're obviously taking a 2020 Jeep Gladiator, as I already mentioned. We're going to be using the rock hard 4x4 stubby bumper, and then we're also going to be using their Roadmaster custom tow brackets for the tow bar. So those are going to be the three products in this video, and so without further ado, here is Dan to take you through every step of the process.
Today we're going to be replacing the stock MOPAR bumper on our 2020 Gladiator JT. We're going to replace it with a stubby bumper from Rock Hard 4x4.
So the first thing that we've got to do to remove the stock bumper here is we've got to take the two screws that hold this brush guard on, and then there's about 8 of the plastic securing snaps that all automakers use. We're just going to use, I have a special tool that will remove those, but you can use a flat screwdriver. We'll show you that here shortly, how that comes off. So we're going to go ahead and remove those. Then once those are off, we can remove the 8 bolts that hold the main bumper on here that is securing it right to the frame of the Jeep. So let's get these off.
These plastic clips, these automotive clips, the best way to get these, this is actually a special tool for removing these clips. Well, what they need to do is just be popped up like that and pulled out. If you don't have a special tool, you can just use a flat screwdriver. It'll do the same thing, but we need to remove, there's several of them along the inside of this bumper. So you can see you just need to pop these forward, just like this, all the way across. You can pull them all the way out. We're gonna be disposing of this bumper. It's not gonna be reused, so once these are all removed, then we can pull this inner housing out of here, this cover. So anyway, this will come off, these will come off after we remove this front bumper, but that's how you get those clips out of there. Alright, so after you remove the bolts from the brush guard, then remove the clips, then you can just pull this off and just set it aside. Okay, so now we've got the 8 nuts taken off of the main bolts. There's 4 on each side that hold the bumper onto the frame. So we've got those removed. This bumper is actually ready to come off of here. But before we do, there is a wiring harness we're gonna have to disconnect. And that wiring harness is for the 2 fog lights and the way it's connected to the Jeep. So we'll do that next.
right, the next step in removing the original wiring kit for the fog lights on this is we're just gonna snip off all these retainers. So we just want to go through here with side cutters, being careful not to cut the wire, but we just want to clip all these right here all the way across. So now that we've got our wiring harness ready to remove, we just need to remove our 2 fog lights using a Torx bit on these 3 screws. So let's get that done. Alright, so as we are mounting our stock fog lights back into the new rock hard bumper, as you can see, the lights have this offset from the way it was mounted in the stock bumper. So rock hard includes these Z brackets to give us that extension we need here so that we can mount the lights evenly inside of this. One of the things you want to do as you're mounting this is to look through the other side of the bumper to make sure that our light is perfectly centered within the housing of the new bumper. So we're going to go ahead and get these mounted in, and then we'll look at getting it mounted and tying up our electrical. Okay. Now that we've got all of our light kit mounted back in here, we'll secure up all of the electrical once we get things mounted back in to tie all this up. But right now, the last thing we need to do before putting the bumper on is we've got to just remove this brush guard bracket from the Jeep. This is all OEM. All right, before we get the new bumper mounted on the Gladiator, we need to tidy up this electrical. One of the things in the stock bumper is that the mount on here, if we can go up to the Jeep, this is mounted to the outside of the Jeep frame. We're gonna wanna bring this around to the inside of this Jeep frame because this is a lot narrower where the original fog lights mounted on the stock bumper, so we wouldn't be able to come around to that side of the frame. So we want to make sure we tie all this up on the inside of the frame, and that way we can connect back to the Jeep once we get it mounted. So I'm just going to use some tie wraps, and I'm going to make this look as nice as we can. All right, let's get this done. So now that we have our harness tidied up here and connected to the bottom of the bumper, we'll go ahead and mount this onto the Jeep. So right now we're just going to get this up here, and we're just going to set it up here, and then we'll talk about getting it mounted.
All right, now that we have the new rock hard bumper setting on the frame, it's time to get the mounting bolts in here. Before we do though, is rock hard includes these spacers. These are gonna go up inside of the bumper, and it spaces the bumper out a little bit from the frame so that we can mount our American-made Warren winch that we're gonna add to this build. It's something that I want to have on this Jeep because I do like off-roading. Not only do I tow it, but we're going to take it off-road. So this spacer is going to allow us enough room to get that winch mounted here. So let's get this put on. All right, now that we have our bumper mounted, I've got the top two bolts here. They're secure, but they're not tightened up because the next thing we do is we've got to mount our tow bar brackets to the bumper. Rock Hard knows that there's three major manufacturers of tow bars in our industry. We've got Roadmaster, Blue Ox, and Demco. For our build and what we're doing here with the Gladiator, we're using the Roadmaster Nighthawk tow bar. I love this tow bar. I've used them all. I've had a tow bar from every manufacturer, and I just have to say that the Nighthawk that I have now from Roadmaster is my favorite of all time. I just love everything about that tow bar. We're going to talk more about that in other videos. So I ordered the brackets from Rock Hard when we got the bumper. So what these are going to do is they're going to just mount right up here. They're going to go right through the frame of the Jeep so that we've got a really good solid place to pull on the Jeep. It's going to hold up with these brackets. These are well built. They're heavy duty. So let's get these mounted on there. All right, well, we've got our install of our new Rock Hard bumper finished. We've got all the bolts tightened up. They're all locking nuts, so they're not going to come loose on us. We're mounted into the frame of the Jeep itself. So, this is a 5,500 pound towed vehicle. So we want to make sure that all of our brackets are rated for towing a vehicle of this side. We've got our factory fog lights put into the new bumper, and I've reconnected the electrical here. We've tied everything up so it's really tidy underneath. So we are ready to tow this baby. So thanks for being with us on this install. If you have any questions about this install or any of the things we're doing in this video, reach out to our customer service team and they'll be able to help you out. Thanks for tuning in.
Guys, thanks for joining us. As Dan said, if you have any questions, whether it's on something in this video or whether it's on an RVI product, don't hesitate to reach out. We are available by phone, chat, or email. And as always, make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. If you like these kinds of videos, these install videos, definitely reach out to us in the comments and let us know. This is definitely something that we would like to do more of, and so we'd love to hear your guys' feedback on that. But in the meantime, happy RVing.